Making a buzz right now, Meghan McCain is Playboy's April 20Q. Senator John McCain's daughter talks about gays, boobs, booze, sex guns, and politics. She even attacks Bristol Palin, who claims in her book, Meghan and Cindy McCain are spoiled. Now, Meghan responds by saying, quote, all that stuff she wrote was a total lie. I have like one Louis Vuitton purse. She's just young and confused and was thrust into all of this. The media isn't kind to her, but once someone signs up for Dancing with the Stars, it's hard to sympathize. Hell would freeze over before I would do a reality show. Now keep in mind, Meghan's father, Senator John McCain, was the one who thrust Sarah Palin and her family into the spotlight when she was selected to be his running mate in the 2008 presidential elections.
Joining us to discuss this topic and more, today's guest, Arizona Highways Magazine editor Robert Steve. Do you think Playboy is at the appropriate place to talk about these types of topics?
Well, let me preface this by saying I think all your viewers are going to disagree with me, but I think it is. I think it's great. No, Playboy, you know, people think of it for one reason, but historically it has been a forum for a lot of great writing. I mean, accomplished novelists have excerpted books in Playboy. It has a great platform, and in fact, there's something in our business known as the Playboy principle, where people buy the magazine for one thing, but then they trip over some really great journalism inside. Meghan McCain, in my opinion, is kind of a unique individual. I mean, she's got this great platform. She says a lot of things that run counter to what those in her party might want her saying, and you know, for Meg, you know, if Bob Dole were doing it, actually I would even be okay with Bob Dole doing it in Playboy, but I think it's perfect for her. I think it's an audience that reacts to that. But beyond the pages of Playboy, we're talking about it here today on Channel 15. The New York Times is going to pick it up. The Huffington Report. Everybody's going to be talking about it. So even though it's initiated in Playboy, I don't think that matters.
And it's all about getting your voice heard.
Absolutely.
And again, the circulation is upward to tens of millions of readers.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And she said that's what she wants to do. She said the Republican Party needs somebody to excite the younger voter, the Hispanic voter. She says independents need a voice. And she said this is a great platform to do that. Like you nude in the article.
No,
she's
not yet.
that could be on the horizon. But she does think that people want a voice out there to reach those voters.
Well,
but what about reputation? Does that come into play?
For her reputation? No, I don't think so. I mean, she's on the record saying some things that, again, are very counter to what the talking points of her party might traditionally have been. I think, I think that's one of the things that appealed to a lot of Americans about her father, earlier in his career, that he was the maverick. He said things that maybe didn't jibe with some of the other party, members that he, was running around with, but she's sort of a maverick of her own.
And many of these topics that she addressed, specifically the Palins, she's done so in other forums as well. So this isn't new.
No, it's just one more opportunity for her to, as you mentioned, to get her voice out and be heard and stir some things up. She obviously feels that party needs a shot in the arm, and maybe this will do it.
Well, some of our viewers do not agree with you. As you stated, Becky Bell says, does she not respect herself or her dad and risk jeopardizing his career? How selfish.
Sarah Graham says, as children, we do not always take the paths of our parents. If it makes her happy, it makes her happy. Obviously, there is a business in it, considering Hugh is pretty rich.
Christine Yarborough Larson says, seems like a very conservative and Republican thing to do.
Michael Lucera says, she's not posing nude. It's just an interview. I don't see the controversy.
A lot of people agree, so there you go.
Good. I stand corrected.
Yeah, it's a mix. It's a mix for sure.